It's intro time once more with Digi Bros and friend.
Yeah. We're all... Oh, Jesus. We're all Digi Bros here.
Beltino.
I've been drinking, too.
This is Slippy's father, by the way.
Whoa.
Yeah.
His glasses are
What the
some
hell?
kind of strange polygon.
Also, at some point earlier in this game, Slippy received an email, and the subject says, important message, and it says, from your dad. That made me laugh the first time I played this game.
I feel
I
like
was really paying attention.
I feel like he works in insurance.
Also, Beltino is actually the hero of this game because he creates he's the Jeff Goldblum from Independence Day of this game and creates this entire virus that will eliminate the aperoids.
Have I talked about on this show before how
Will Smith? No, you haven't. Why? Why not?
I don't want to talk about Will Smith. I don't know
about
shit about
demons?
Will Smith. Have I talked about before how my favorite moment in Mass Effect 3 is when you get the email from the Cyber Ninja?
No.
It's there's this Cyber Ninja in Mass Effect 3 and he's the worst character ever.
He really is.
He's atrocious.
You guys are
But
racist.
his entire character
I
is
don't even think he's Asian. Because you never see
yeah,
his eyes.
he's just a
He's just like a black.
he's just a fucking weirdo. I hate him. He's the worst. No one likes him. Very
That's why you fight him.
widely panned character. However, there's one moment in the game that completely justified his existence to me. Because you get on the Normandy and you get an email from him. And it's like... It's basically that Navy SEALs, like, I have 300 confirmed kills.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he practically says that to you. He's like... he almost says, like, yeah, your friend was just a little bitch. I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, as soon as I see you, I'm gonna kick your ass. It's so fucking amazing. Do you remember the video Mega Man Goes to Willamette?
Yeah.
You remember when the guy's like, if I see you again, I'll kick your ass. Like, that's exactly what the email sounded like. And I laughed so fucking hard when I read that shit. Like, it's almost like it's canon that he's supposed to be a tool, you know? Like, because at first you're just like, oh, he's just a corny bad guy and his dialogue is stupid. But, like,
Yeah.
the fact that he went out of his way to email you to be like, fuck you, Shepard, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, your friend was a puss. Like, somehow that made it feel like a real character to me.
Oh,
and,
God.
it increased my enjoyment.
He's a
lot.
legitimate tool.
But someone was telling me that, like, I guess in one of the Mass Effect books, like, they sort of hype him up. Like, he's supposed to be, like, this total, like, legit badass. And then you see him in the game and you're like, oh,
is this guy?
this guy is not as cool as I thought he would be. But yeah, that's my favorite, other than Morden's final scene, which
God,
is
Morden
of course,
Yeah.
incredible.
Oh, God.
but other than that, the Cyber Ninja email, it really, like, epitomizes Mass Effect 3 to me. Like, that email it tells me everything about that game.
I'm gonna save Crystal. Crystal Light. Also, the one song that I've been looking up and listening, speaking of Crystal, is Crystal Light's 1988 Aerobics Championship theme song.
Oh yeah, that song you kept playing.
God, I love that song. I don't even understand why. My friend played it at his housewarming, and then we were watching the actual event happen. We were just like, why are we doing this? We were like, don't worry, don't question it.
Being mystified.
Yeah, and then we watched an Islamic conversion ceremony.
I think one of the best things that happens to people on the internet is when you get
Discovery.
it's like when you're discovering something and you don't really understand why you're interested, but it's just like a pure fascination. Like, this is just something I've never seen before, and like the fact that it exists is like broadening my horizons. You
Yeah.
know, like, man, I feel cultured now. I witnessed something.
If anyone has played Smash 4 and has gone to the missile stage, well, you have to in order to fight Falco and unlock him, but if you've done that stage, then this one looks very, very familiar, and you gotta take down the targets. And it really disappointed Victor, because he was like, oh god, is there gonna be a new Star Fox game? Which there is, there will be a new Star Fox game for the Wii U, but he was just like, this game looks beautiful, and I'm just like, it's Star Fox Assault. This stage and everything. I mean, it is remade for the Wii U, but
So he didn't
it is
know
literally
that,
just the stage.
like, he's played this game before.
Has he been
We
this far?
used to own this game. Yeah, he's beaten this.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I'm sure he beat it like once in an afternoon and never played it again, but
Yeah, it's literally just this part of the stage where the missiles are.
Did you ever play the DS game? The
No, but I
weird-ass
want
strategy
to.
game?
That's the way Star Fox 2 is actually going to play. I feel like I mentioned that before.
You did. Victor has that game, so you could borrow it from him.
Oh man, yeah, I want to play that.
You could also very easily find copies of Star Fox Adventures. That is not a rare game, unlike every other Nintendo game.
I'm gonna make it rare.
I
You're gonna
have
make it rare.
I've seen that game around.
I don't know what that means. So
You're gonna buy every copy and then destroy all but 2 of them.
And then I'm gonna write a Vice article. Oh god.
What? I don't get it.
Okay, so Vice is this really, really obscure kind of like, we're trying too hard to be hipster.
I wouldn't call them obscure. I know of Vice, but
Don't undermine me.
God, that's the way you said it.
I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just a really...
Oh, the Covenant's here.
it's definitely a hipstery website. But what was the Vice article about?
Oh no, it's just that I would write a Vice article. It's just all of them seem kind of like we're really trying really hard to be like out there and like be unique. And it's like I watched this movie for 24 hours
Oh, did they?
and now I must write an article and look at my sanity. And everyone's like, "Oh, that's yeah."
Why'd you do that?
Why? It's
I
like-
remember one where they what movie was it? It was they watched something for like a week straight. And,
Yeah.
Oh, it was Grown Ups.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do remember that. No, it was like a month of watching Grown Ups, and like they were saying how like it had like a serious deterioration of their fucking mental state. Like they couldn't even feel anymore. Wasn't it just like once a day they would watch Grown Ups or something like that? Or
I can't remember. I remember it.
It was a while ago.
they watched
did
it a lot of
They
times.
did it with Grown Ups and Fast and the Furious, I believe. That was the Fast and the Furious was the most recent one.
I don't understand what they thought
I'm hurting
they were
myself
going
as
to
I take this
accomplish
down.
by watching Grown Ups all the time.
We did it, guys. Now
I hope
Super
they
Hazel.
got a lot of money from it. Like,
Oh my god, it's
because what a
A
waste of
missile.
life that is.
that looks bigger than a missile. Thank you, Falco. You're astute at observation.
I would love to do something like to film like sort of like we do these let's plays, but it would be really fun to me if we got really into one game and then
just
we let's played
progressed.
it but we did it like we let's played the entire time that we were doing it. Like
like a
if
stream.
like if you well no, I mean if we like let's say you played through Star Fox 64 like 100 times to
I
make
like
sure you
Star
got
Fox.
absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And then we just released all the videos of that.
Jesus.
Like, of every single time you played it.
God, that'd be intense.
Because I feel like, everyone's used to Let's Plays now. Most games have a Let's Play. So the next logical step is for Let's Plays to get crazier, right? I mean, there's already, like, stuff like speed runs and shit like that, like challenge runs and stuff. But, I want to see stuff that's more avant-garde. Like, it's time to start playing with the medium, right? Because it is a medium now. It's everyone watches Let's Plays.
Let's
Everyone
David
makes
Lynch
Let's
this.
Plays. Yeah, let's David
David
Lynch
Lynch
this shit. Well, like, I had my concept for,
God, I'm so disappointed that he's not directing the Twin Peaks remake.
I know, what the fuck. Sorry.
That's his. Oh yeah, sorry.
I have still not seen Twin Peaks, but I very much want to.
You should do it.
'Cause I found out it was one of the biggest influences on Ocarina of Time.
Yeah,
And I was like, I want to watch this
it's
show.
been a huge influence on everything.
But, anyway, what else? I was gonna say that I had my my Digibro Sucks at Zelda series idea where I was gonna play through all the Zelda games with no guides and just take as long as it took to beat them all to
Jesus.
100% completion.
That sounds tiring and exhausting.
Yeah.
Synonyms that you should be familiar with. Redundancy.
Yes. It's David Lynch this shit, like he said.
Okay, so now we're on.
I
Oh
want that
god.
to be an official phrase. But
The badge scores were like almost double what I had. I sucked at that mission. I just should have killed everyone.
I'll kill everyone.
Okay, so now on the second to last
Howdy,
mission.
pilgrim.
This mission pissed me off because it took me 3 times to complete it the first time because I died whenever I had the one target left.
Brandon, I can barely understand what you're saying anymore. You're
It's-
slurring a lot.
I don't mean to slur, but
What's the officer problem?
yeah, that's the opposite problem. God, this game is so beautiful.
He was really nice looking, and we can't really communicate that through this video. Everything just looks grainy and weird. I promise if you guys had a CRT in front of you, you'd be impressed.
If you go to any Smash tournament, like you look up any Smash tournament that's near you, just snag one of their CRTs.
I really badly...
Go in and steal one.
I badly want to play Metroid Prime on this because, like, I remember as a kid thinking that Metroid Prime was, like, the best-looking game I'd ever seen. Because, like, it was, like, the best-looking game of its time. Nothing quite had, like, the level of, like, art design and graphical fidelity that it had.
No, I just remember this movie.
But, like... But I played it more recently, and I was just like, oh, this game's not as pretty as I remember. And then, like... Seeing Star Fox Assault, I was like, okay, clearly GameCube games can look incredible today.
Yeah.
So I want to see if Metroid Prime like looks much better on a CRT, because I was playing it on an HD TV, and it was not the prettiest, but it was also stretched and probably aliased.
Okay.
The aliasing is kind of the worst part of watching shit on HD TV.
Here we go. Oh yeah, that is pretty bad.
The Valley of
Fucking
Have you seen Valley of the Dolls?
fucking Xenoblade Chronicles was intolerable.
Xenoblade. I'm really feeling it.
Everyone was always like, everyone kept saying like, Xenoblade Chronicles is so beautiful, and I'm like, yeah, the art design is great, but everything is so aliased that it looks like garbage. Like all the grass, like, because there's grass everywhere, and all of it has jagged outlines on it, and it was really hard to deal with.
Oh no, this is like the first. No, yeah, Andros is the bad guy in Star Fox Adventures. So this is the first time where Andros is not the main bad guy. Because he's dead.
Andros, I failed you! It's not the first one. He's not the bad guy in Stairfax Temperatures.
No, he is.
Is he? Andros?
Andros is the
What
last
the
boss
fuck?
of that game.
But I thought it was General Kaduka.
General Scales. Yeah,
General
he's just
Scales.
like an offshoot. And then you realize that Andros is the main bad guy.
Katunka Tatustu Papa General Scales Kabonka Duku.
I didn't know that you spoke his language. God, I need to play Star Fox Adventures.
I'll watch. If you want to do a video series on it, I'll watch.
No, I can't live with that. Knowing that someone is watching me play Star Fox Adventures.
You can't deal with the shame. It's like watching you masturbate.
No one believes me when I say I've never masturbated before.
You really haven't?
I'm being honest, like 100%.
I believe you.
I'm glad. Everyone's like, I don't
believe you.
Yeah, I know, because you're Josh.
I just
Fuck
don't
you.
understand why you'd lie about it, so I'm inclined to believe you.
There's like no reason.
It's not really the kind of thing you'd lie about. I know you've had sex before,
Oh yeah,
so...
everyone knows that.
I remember that's.
I remember when
Everyone
you...
remembers
first
watching
story.
that happen.
Yeah,
Well,
I was there. It was great.
I just remember hearing the story about how you lost your virginity because you were
God.
with like...
It's so abnormal.
It was like a
As in,
three-way and you were
New
laughing the
York.
whole time as you put
It
it.
was weird.
It was at a
average.
Coke party.
God.
That's how you basically... You were like, yeah, I was at a party and there was cocaine everywhere and I had a three-way with two girls and I laughed the whole
That's
time.
when Pepper was there.
Oh god. Okay, so this is the only mission where I have to look at my map. It's pretty... This is the longest mission by far, too. This is going to be annoying. They're really throwing everything at me in this mission, and it sucks. Because if I die once, then... Oh, I should have brought the Landmaster.
Do you ever, like, end up in, like rich people situations like you used to? Does your family still have money like that?
No, not really. It's, everything's been passed on to someone else.
I see.
So now I'm more normal than ever.
Yeah, because when we...
I wouldn't say
When we
that.
first met Brandon Tolentino, all we knew about you was that you were really rich. Because when we first met Brandon, his family had like ridiculous amounts of money
Yeah.
from like stock market stuff, right, or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
really dumb.
Yeah, and so Brandon always was just like going to crazy rich people parties and shit.
Sat
And
himself into
And believe us that like, this is the kind of stuff that, like, talking about it secondhand, it could sound like you were bullshitting. We saw enough of Brandon's money and his spending to know that he was not bullshitting. You drive a Velocer, which is a pretty nice car.
Everyone says that. I don't know. It's really declined because I've crashed it. If you don't.
Well, yeah. I mean, now it's not necessarily nice anymore, but it's been nice. It was definitely
People
nice.
You got it when
crashed
it
into me
first.
more
You got
so.
the car when it first came out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
I was like one of the first.
It was a
ones
new
in the
Velocer.
state.
You would just drop money a lot of the time. Like, if there was something that we all needed to do as a group, you would tend to just like pay out it. But it was funny because you were also cheap about certain shit, just like because you're an asshole. Like, oh, I'm not gonna pay for anyone else, but I'll buy myself something nice, you know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and then at some point it all just kind of stopped.
I
You
just
stopped being
gave
rich.
it to other people, and
Right.
then I passed
You,
on the
like-
responsibility to other people.
Yeah, handed over your estate.
Yeah, and I feel good about it because now I'm more relatable than ever.
I definitely
You
think.
you should have passed me on.
When they
Just
say
saying.
that, like, that money will corrupt people, especially young people, I think you're a good example.
It's
Yeah.
definitely.
I definitely think
true.
having money made you very hedonistic.
I'm very. I feel like I would definitely fight rich me. I hated myself before.
Yeah, well, you were also very depressed at the time.
That's very true.
But
I would still
now-
fight me.
but
I would
now
fight
you have Star
depressed me.
Fox, so it's better now.
Yeah,
I would
know.
fight depressed me too, or at least I'd slap him in the face for being such a fucking ponce.
I just want to know who would win in a fight.
What? You and or depressed
Yeah,
you, or me
being
and depressed me?
No, me and depressed me.
I actually, I don't know. I'm really weak right now, but
Yeah,
depressed
you
me was
are.
also pretty weak. So
I
don't
think
know.
depressed me was weak emotionally, but I would definitely punch something if it meant a release. But now I feel good, and I don't know if I can keep up with that. I would like to fight depressed me. Let's make that time machine. Let's get Christopher and Lloyd in
I feel
here.
like that would be the number one thing people would do if they had time machines. Would
Go
just
fight
be
themselves.
go beat up old versions of themselves that they're ashamed of.
I'd be interested in that, and then like you realize the bruises like appear on you. It's like, oh shit, I'm feeling pain.
You kick him in the back, and all of a sudden your back is broken. What the fuck happened?
This explains that time when I was 12 and I got beat up by myself in the future. All this time I've been wondering what the deal with that.
I was the random fucker that beat me.
God, this level is just not doing it for me. Like visually, I really hated the way this level looked.
It's very confusing in a Halo 1 kind of way.
Yeah, I can
Halo
feel
1, yeah. As we experienced.
that.
Yes.
Well, I just don't like the Halo series in general.
Because it raped your family.
Visually,
No, it's just not.
Halo
my
is funny
thing.
because it bounces between levels that are really visually interesting and really visually boring. Like Halo 2, like the second level in Halo 2 looks amazing when you're in the city with the giant walker
Yeah.
and everything. And the one where you first get to Reach in that game, where it's got like the giant bridges and shit. Like, those levels looked great, and then you get to like
Oh,
the
yeah,
Arbiter
I'm
stages, and they were just garbage. I hated the Arbiter
God,
stages.
the Arbiter. I remember.
I had nothing against the Arbiter himself, but his stages were all like, they'd always be super dark and like you couldn't tell what the fuck was happening.
I
and
just
you'd get
remember his
lost.
teeth really, and just being annoyed by it. Am I? Oh God, I'm dumb. Okay, so here we go. God, this map is really confusing me, but it's okay. It's okay.
This music does not fit with what you're. It's like a.
Yeah.
It's like a. I don't even know how to describe it. This is level 9 still, right?
Yeah, this is level
Okay.
9. This is the level before the boss.
Because I didn't want to cut the video.
It's all good.
Before you finish the stage.
It's gonna be a while. This might be a 2 episode. This is the long mission.
Should I cut the video now?
Yeah, do so.
Alright, next time on the Digi Bro and Friends.
We
hit
continue
pause.
to
Hit
do
pause.
Star
Do
Facts.
this.